Hello folks, Gary Diesel Pros here, back again. Want to go over another little build we just finished up. This is a 2025 F350 Platinum, and if you like blue trucks, you gotta love this thing. Super cool color. 2.5 inch system, and so running a 35 inch tire, 20 inch wheel, plus 6 millimeter offset with this thing. Gotta see what that looks like with the fender flares on. Without the fender flares, you know, we got about an inch worth of poke out of this thing, and unacceptable to some folks, so I chose to do a set of Bushwhacker paint to match fender flares. So again, running a 2.5 inch ReadyLIFT leveling kit, and I've actually been very excited about getting one of these systems on Super Duty because of that. That's a Falcon 3.3 series Fast-Adjust shock. And for anybody that's ran adjustable shocks, you understand that that can be cumbersome because you usually have these little knobs, you know, but man, they got these big old knobs that are just super easy to change. So we've been running these shocks for years on Jeep platforms, and I'll tell you folks, these Falcon slash TerraFlex shocks have been very, very good. We beat the tar out of these Jeeps with these shocks on, and they've held up really well. Hard anodized bodies on them, not going to corrode. Big shaft, big body, should handle very well, and it does. Very excited about that. This kit comes with a 2.5 inch coil spring, comes with a track bar bracket to adjust center line on that axle, and of course these fast adjust shocks front and rear. I'll go back here real quick and show you what this looks like. The other thing, you know, for folks like me that are running the Fox 2.5 series, Performance Elite Series shocks, those things are a pain in the rear to adjust. This is very easy. You can kind of see it sits up above the center line. Obviously, you know, if you're out there banging around rocks and stuff, well, that might not be the one for you, okay? But for the remaining folks out there that just want to be able to adjust their rear shocks once they get a big load on, super easy to do that with these 3.3 fast adjust shocks. Very excited about them. Now let's run over something real quick. If you're thinking about running a 37, or if you're thinking about keeping the factory wheel, well, it ain't gonna work, okay? At full turn, at full lock, this 35 inch tire on this plus 6 millimeter wheel, offset wheel, gets very close. Probably it's an inch away. I'll try and insert a picture here if I can, just to show you what that looks like. But we did test fit this truck with a 37 1250 18 9-inch wide wheel with a plus 18 millimeter offset, and it does not work. Okay, you know, mall parking lot, it might get around without killing the shock, but you go off-road, go into an off-camber driveway at full turn, it's gonna trash the shock. There's just no way. And so ReadyLIFT says that a 37 inch tire will fit with some trimming on a plus 25 to 0 millimeter offset wheel. Folks, that's just not true, okay? And so be mindful of that, you know, when you're going to select a suspension system. I'm hoping that when Falcon comes out with their own shock, or maybe ReadyLIFT makes some changes, because 37s are the new 35, right? You only need a couple inches worth of lift to really make 37s work on these trucks, and that's a problem. It's a problem for me because I love these fast adjust shocks. I'd like to put them on more trucks, but we're just seeing so many folks putting 37s on their truck that it's just not going to be feasible. So that's that. This truck also ended up with a ReadyLIFT airbag kit. These are outboard, outside the frame rail. You might have seen another video of mine talking about these shocks, but these things are rad, okay, and they work great. If you're worried about the auto ride height leveling, obviously this is a Platinum, it's going to have that stuff. These are the brackets that you order separately from the leveling kit, okay, and so far they're working great. No issues there. They're adjustable up and down. Haven't had any problems out of these things, so I would say that that's a win. Okay, so that's about all I have to say about this one. Pretty straightforward build, but you can kind of see the stance of things. Step back, let's take a look at that. Looks good on a 35. And again, I did put 37s on it, and outside of the shock issue, 37s fit just fine on this height, okay? So anyway, as always, if we can help you with your build, sure love to. Appreciate you guys watching the video. Any questions, post them down below. Take care, have a good day.